lecture. These are the contents what we are going to cover here. So let's start with inference rules. What is inference? In artificial intelligence, we aim at building intelligent computers, right? We want to build intelligent computers which can create new logic from old logic, okay? Which can create new logic from old logic or by evidence. Fine. So we need to generate conclusions from evidences or facts. Okay. So what we have is we have evidences and we have facts. From these evidences and from the facts, okay, we need to generate the conclusions. Conclusions is nothing but inference. Fine. So what is inference rule? Template for generating valid arguments. Okay. So it is nothing but like I have knowledge base, right? Based on those statements, I will generate some new conclusions. Fine. So this inference rules create new sentences that logically follow from set of the sentences already which are there on in the knowledge base. So I require like from the sentences in knowledge base, I need to design certain conclusion, and this is what I can do using inference rules. Okay. So in order to drive conclusion out of the existing knowledge, I need something called as inference rules. Okay. So it is template for generating valid arguments. Now inference rules are applied to derive proofs in AI. Okay. So if we want to generate certain proofs, we use inference rule. Okay. Now there are various types of inference rules. Okay. Modus ponens, modus tollens, hypothetical syllogism, disjunctive syllogism, addition, simplification, and one more. The most important one is resolution, and resolution is the part of our syllabi. Okay, we don't have the other rules, we just have the resolution. So what is resolution? It is nothing but the type of inference rule. Okay, what is inference rule? It is template for generating valid arguments. Fine. So let us see what is resolution. Resolution is a valid inference rule producing a new clause. Okay. So actually what I have is, I'll tell you in simple sentences. You have a clause. What do you mean by clause? Clause is something which is made from literals. Okay. So actually we have to study resolution with respect to propositional logic and with respect to first order logic. So initially we will study it with respect to propositional logic in this video. Okay. So what is propositional logic? So in propositional logic you have clauses as well as you have literals. You have literals as well as you have clauses. Actually literals come together and they make clauses. Okay. So what is a literal? It's an atomic symbol or its negation. So suppose I say P is a literal, or its negation of P is a literal. Okay. But when I join them, A or B, A and B, so what I get is a clause. So it becomes a clause. I hope it is clear. So a new clause implied by two clauses. I join literals, I get clause. I join one or two or more clauses, so that is also okay. Fine, I get the logic, propositional logic. Okay, now let us see what do you mean by resolution. Okay, it is the way of driving the conclusion. So if I have A or B and I have not of B or C, I have this and I have this. From these two things I can drive the conclusion. Now see, what you can see as common between these two is B. Here B is there, here negation of B is there. So this is what I call it as my first clause, and this is what I call it as my second clause. So in both the clauses, what is the similarity? Similarity is here I am having B and here I am having negation of B. So if this is the case, this gets dropped, and what remains is A or C. So this is my output, or I can say this is my conclusion. A or C is my conclusion. So I can say that if I had A or B and not of B or C, this and this B and negation of B gets cancelled from both the clauses. What remains is, here literal A remains, here literal C remains, both are joined using OR. So this is conclusion of resolution, and I can say these are the two rules which are nothing but they are called as resolution. So what is the conclusion we have derived? Our conclusion is A or C. To build a sound or complete theorem prover is nothing but resolution. So here this method resolution, why we are studying resolution? Because it builds a sound and complete inference rule. It's a sound and complete system. Okay, that's why we are studying resolution. Okay, now if you remember, we had studied a problem of Wumpus world. Okay, so what was the issue of Wumpus world? We'll just revise it because we're going to use that problem over here. So here our agent is there at 1 1, right? Here agent is there. What was our aim? Aim was to find glitter gold, right? If there is a pit, then neighboring to pit we get breeze. He feels or he senses breeze. So here there is breeze, here there is breeze, here there is breeze, right? Here Wumpus is there. So near to Wumpus, what is there? Stench is there. Initially agent is at 1 1 and there is no pit nor stench nor breeze, nothing is there at 1 1. It's the safest place where agent is there, initial stage. Okay. Now consider a case where agent is currently in 1 2. Agent is over here. Okay, actually what has happened? Agent is over here. Agent went to 2 1. Okay, and then it came back to 1 1 and now it has gone to 1 2, and in 1 2 it has perceived. What will it perceive in 1 2? It will perceive breeze. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to devise rules with respect to this. See, initially agent was at 1 1, it went to 2 1, it came back to 1 1, it went to 1 2. Okay, so currently it is at 1 2. Now what I need to do is, in order to implement this, we need to design certain rules. Okay, what is the conclusion? In order to derive conclusion, so let us see how to devise various rules with respect to the situation. Okay, so rule A, first rule is we design that there is no breeze at 1 2. Okay, so I'm sorry, there is no breeze at 1 2. This is my first rule. Okay, we'll write rules in this fashion. So 1 2 means this position. So is there a breeze at this position? No. So my first rule is there is no breeze at 1 2. Okay. So my second rule says that if there would have been, like I want to give conclusions, right? So one rule says that there is no breeze at, if there is no breeze at 1 2. Second rule says that if there is breeze at 1 2. What does it concludes? If there is rule at 1 2, then our conclusion is that at 1 1, 2 2 and 1 3 there are pits. That is, if there is breeze at this position, then at 1 3, 2 2 and 2 1 there should be breeze. One sec. It concludes that if there is breeze at this location, then here and here there should be pit at these three locations, 1 3, 2 2 and 1 1. If there is breeze over here, I'm talking about if there is breeze over here, in its neighboring position there should be pit. So accordingly, using this propositional logic, it has been written. Okay, now next. Now what I can conclude. So what we can say is, if rule is like that, if there is breeze at 1 2, there are pits at this location. But now what has happened is, our agent has come to the position 1 2 where it is not feeling any breeze. Because it is not feeling any breeze, that means there is no pit in 1 3 also, and there is no pit in 2 2 also, and not even in 1 1. So we can devise new rules over here, and the new rules are, there is no pit at 2 2, there is no pit at 1 3. So these two rules, only two rules I've written. Now we haven't written that there is no pit at 1 1. The reason is, it is initial condition that there is no pit at 1 1. So there is no need to devise a separate rule for it. Accordingly, what did we get? We got that there is we got these two rules which say that there is no pit at 2 2, there is no pit at 1 3. Okay. So we got these two new rules added. Now agent was also at 2 1, right? Agent was also had come at 2 1. So now what did it suffer at 2 1? It felt breeze, right? It sensed breeze. So if there is breeze at 2 1, what does it say? Breeze at 2 1 says that there is the pit in the neighboring positions. Now what are the neighboring positions of 2 1s? Let us see. 2 1's neighboring position is 1 1, 2 1's neighboring position is 2 2, and 2 1's neighboring position is 3 1. Okay. So accordingly, we have presented that particular formula that if there is breeze at 2 1, Okay, so there is pit at 1 1, 2 2 and 3 1. Now previously we have said that this is initial condition, right? This is initial. Previously we have said that. Okay, now what I'll do is we will use rule C, which says that there is no pit at 2 2, and we will apply that rule C with rule E. So this is called as resolution. So you can see resolution says that it should have one negative statement and the other one should be positive with respect to the same statement. So what happens according to resolution, this and this one gets cancelled. So what remains is P11 and P31. So what we have done is we have applied resolution with respect to C and E. So this gets cancelled, and what remains is these two, right? So now when I apply like I already know that in initial condition I cannot have a pit. So this gets cancelled because in initial condition I cannot have a pit, okay, according to my initial condition. So what remains is P31. So P31 remains, and therefore I can conclude that there is pit in 31. So in this way we use resolution, okay. So I can say that C and E, talking about resolution, I can say that C and E, they were having complementary literals, P12 and P22 and negation of P22. So what happens when I apply the resolution, P and negation of P gets cancelled. So I have applied resolution and we have generated the valid inference. So what is inference that we generated out of this is P31. So this is nothing but resolution. In our next lecture we will see in details more points about resolutions. Thank you for now.